Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Back at home fen, I'm just descending into the tree canopy because today is not a wildlife video. We're officially in mushroom season and I've come out with just the macro lens to try and find me some mushrooms. Obviously if I see any other decent macro shots, I'll grab those. Now, no real topic about today. It's literally just to focus on macro photography, and something I really enjoy doing. And I say last year I decided to come out with the camera and take some mushroom pictures, but I think I was towards the end of mushroom season. I should now be right in the middle of it, and I've taken a path that's kind of through the trees, which is why image quality might not be too great on this because it's quite dark. It's a very dingy day, but I'm in search of mushrooms, which is why I've come into the trees. Now, Home Fen is actually built on a very peaty sort of, well, it was an old peat bog. It had all been drained and stuff. So the soil is very fertile. It gets very damp, holds the water, so it's prime for mushrooms. And I haven't really seen any yet. Just a couple, but they look like they'd been chewed on by something. So not great for the photography. Now, we're going to keep venturing further into Home Fen in the hope that I find me fungus. Okay, so first bit of fungus then. And it's actually one that's attached to a fallen tree branch. It's not a mushroom per se, not one you would expect with the stalk and the big cap around the top of it or anything, but it's more like a fan that's coming out of this fallen branch. Now, what we've obviously done is we've got Brian splayed out because I needed to get something level to take the picture with. And one of the things I love about my Sony a7R IV, and it's the same with most mirrorless cameras and even some digital SLRs as well, is the flip screen on the back. I've obviously got him down as low as possible, which would have really made looking for you through the viewfinder all that more difficult. But the flip screen has really enabled me to get the best possible visibility whilst lining up the shot. And what I've done as well is I've switched the lens into manual focus. So I did an autofocus on the very first part that I could see, the closest bit to the lens. Got it focused, switched it to manual, took the shot, 2-second timer, and edged it again, and just progressively took the shots, because what I'm going to do with this image is I'm going to focus stack it. So fingers crossed this one come up all right. I'll pop it up for you in a moment, and then we'll continue our hunt for more mushrooms.
Little when the sun goes down, we could walk this autumn town, find a place to be alone, look into your eyes, feeling butterflies. We could dance under the stars, fall into each other.
Okay, so one of the hardest things for me then about coming down Home Fen and doing something that's not wildlife photography is I keep getting distracted by all the sound of the wildlife. It's really frustrating. It's that kind of FOMO thing. I'm actually at my fallen tree now. I'm going to see if there's any mushrooms around there. So it's quite busy down here this evening actually. I thought it'd be quite quiet because it's really, as you can see, dull and overcast. yeah, it's obviously dog walkers and stuff, but yeah, it still surprised me quite a bit. So yeah, quite glad I didn't come out and do wildlife. When I descended into that tree canopy over there was quite a bit of bird noise, but I didn't see anything. But every time I heard something, I was like, ah, what's that? What's that? And yeah, you just kind of get stuck in that now. Yeah, I'm at my fallen tree now, and I can't see anything glaringly obvious. I was hoping where the roots had actually pulled out of the ground, there might be something on there. Yeah, so far I've got another 2 shots in the bag. I left the bit where I was under all that tree canopy a minute ago, because it was kind of not much round there, which really surprised me. And since then I've found a group of mushrooms, which is exactly what I had in my head. God, I hope I haven't messed up that shot, because that is exactly what I wanted from this trip. And even if I'd only got that 1 shot, I'd have been really happy. Sorry, just making my way from there now, from the fallen tree. Yeah, so if I'd have got that 1 shot, I'd have been happy. Yeah, a little collection of mushrooms growing out of what looked like a bit of dead tree that had obviously rotten. Perfect climate for mushrooms. Oh God, sorry, I'm going to just back up a bit because that's just descending me into darkness. And the second one, literally, I just packed my bag up, and as I turned around, glanced down, there was what looked like a shriveled rose. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I have not a clue about fungus in the slightest. What these different mushrooms are, I just like how they look. I mean, I don't even eat mushrooms. Weirdos, the people who do. So I have no idea what these mushrooms are. I think they just look really pretty to photograph, and they make great compositions for macro photography. I can highly recommend it. If you can get yourself a cheap macro lens, either with an adapter or something to mount it onto the Sony. So I use the MC11 Sigma one, and it's not actually meant to be directly compatible with it, because the Sigma 105 EX I've got isn't supposed to work on that, because it's only supposed to be for their global vision line, their contemporary, their art and sport lenses. But it works an absolute treat. Focus is a little bit dubious on it on times. Trying to autofocus with it can be a bit of a pain. But the lens wasn't great at autofocus anyway. So with macro, you're probably really better off doing it on a manual focus. But yeah, I can highly recommend it. Get yourself a macro lens. You can pick them up cheap now, especially ones that were designed for digital SLRs and stuff. And get yourself a cheap mount adapter. Get out there and go hunt some mushrooms. It's the prime season for it. You can get the setup for, sorry, there's a wren over there, it was just distracting me. You can get yourself a cheap setup for probably not even a couple of £100. I've not looked into it for a while, and I can highly recommend the Sigma 105 f2.8 EX optical stabilized. Now the thing's built out of plastic, which is what makes it cheap. It was cheap when digital SLR, pre-mirrorless basically, when digital Rs were the thing. It was cheap then, so it's probably going to be really cheap now. And I know things like Tamron and stuff are just releasing new macro lenses. They've just released a new 90, or are just releasing a new 90mm one. But get yourself a cheap one. Get out with your camera and go find some mushrooms. Fantastic subject to photograph. So anyway, I'm going to keep going for the mushroom hunt. I haven't got much longer left down here because I want to get home in time for Layla's dinner. So yeah, let's go hunting some more mushrooms. Okay, so another mushroom shot. So I seem to have finally hit jackpot as I've been walking through. I have managed to find quite a variety of mushrooms down here as well. I've just found these lovely sort of pale pink mushrooms. Perfect example. Stalk, cap, looks absolutely beautiful. Now, one of the great things about macro as well is, unlike say wildlife photography, where you've kind of relying on the bird to come into a position that's nice and clear, that isn't too messy, so you can get a nice clean shot off. With macro photography, you don't have to worry about that. You can set the shot up as you want. So what I've just done is I was walking along and I was sort of scouring in the overgrowth a bit, and I found these mushrooms, but there was a leaf half across one of them. So all I did was I just gently picked up the leaf and I put it behind it. Now what I've tried to do is utilize the sort of green behind the pink of the mushroom to help bring out that vibrancy and that color. Sorry, the light is going really horrible at the moment. So yeah, I've tried to utilize the green of the leaf with the pink as well to give a really nice contrasting color. So you can set up a macro shot. I try not to, because I want to take an image as I see it, but this is just a prime example of how you can utilize the time you've got and build your own composition if that's how you want to proceed. I've done it a little bit with this one. Hopefully the images come out all right, and I'll pop it up for you in a second. But yeah. Oh, and another thing as well, because the mushroom is so low and it's kind of in a little, it's a very shallow dip, I haven't been able to utilize the tripod. So what I've had to do is get the camera on the floor and kind of prop it up with sticks and stuff, which made manual focusing a real issue. Yeah, not great at all, but we got to make these things work. Hopefully this images come out all right. I'll stick it up for you now. Okay, that's Mikey's little mushroom adventure done. Quite pleased with how I found it today, which is why I'm calling it now. I wasn't out for very long, didn't plan on being out for very long, which always gets me a little bit nervous. Am I going to come out to shoot a video and not find what I'm looking for? But home fen never disappoints me. Bit of woodland, bit of macro, plenty of wildlife. Yeah, home fen, what a beautiful spot. I think the thing for me as well with this is that, as I say, the conditions down here should be prime for mushrooms, but the disappointing thing is it's not as prime as I thought it would be. So yeah, never mind. But I've got some mushroom shots and I'm going to be back down here. I've got a couple of days of photography planned soon, so hopefully we'll have some more videos coming. Now I have disrupted the timeline. This is going to go up before my Northumberland holiday with Mrs. S. And the reason I'm looking to do that and delay that a little bit is because I'm going to try and release the 4 videos I've done from that across a fortnight. So I'm going to try and do 2 videos a week to kind of wrap that up. And I'm going to have other videos come in. Hopefully got some more collaborations with Kent Faith coming as well. So yeah, loads of stuff coming to the channel. So you know what you need to do. You need to hit that subscribe button so you can keep an eye on what's coming. In fairness, the Northumberland trip, there's 2 wildlife, 1 kind of coastal and 1 landscapey woodland kind of one as well. So plenty of stuff for everyone. I've tried to please everyone on the channel. To be fair, Mrs. S gets bored when I go out doing wildlife with her, so to be fair, it was never going to be angled towards wildlife. There was always a plan for at least 1 and ended up doing 2, so happy days. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling to you guys now. But do obviously subscribe. We've got loads of stuff coming to the channel. As I say, Northumberland, Kent Faith collaborations, more random videos. So we've got loads of stuff coming. I think I've got bits of tree in my hair and back of my hat and stuff. Oh, I'm a mess, but I'm happy. So anyway, obviously if you like the video, give us the old thumbs up and don't make me repeat it again. Subscribe from down the bottom and oh, hit that notification bell. And this is Mike out. Take care and be safe, everyone. Peace.